have another desk job. And as usual, I'm planning on going somewhere and the gear I'm taking with me has stopped working. This is, I've got several of these. This is the only one that's not working. These are a nice little charger. I think they are Comsol brand. There we go. I get these from Officeworks. And they handle a number of different charging modes, including the 12 volt 1.5 amp fast charging mode. This one, however, charges for about 2 minutes or so and then starts going on and off and pulsating. These don't have a removable fuse like the other ones. They do try and back power off the port, and that causes some issues as well. But I suspect this one is overheating, so I think I'm going to crack it open, if I can find a way to do that, and see what's going on inside. Alright, so a couple of swift blows from a resin handle and a spudger tool, and we got the end off. And there's some serious amount of goo in here holding things in, but we'll keep exploring and see if we can extract the rest of things. Alright, I've got the thermal camera set up, although it needs to be on charge. It was left in storage for a long time. I have the guts out of the system here, hooked up with test leads. We're going to plug into the 12 volt test output there as well. And I'm going to plug this end into my phone, which I'm using to record at the moment. And we'll see how we go until things heat up. Alright, we've got things plugged in. We've got the thermal camera going. Can we see? Yes, we've got that lined up. Let's plug our test lead in, make sure positive's the right way around. Okay, now my phone is showing fast charging. Let's have a look here and see if anything gets stupidly hot. And we'll wait a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn off the overhead lights so we can see this a little bit better. So we'll keep filming here and see what goes on. Can we see what's starting to get warm here? We're at about 26 degrees. So it might be that little coil here. Doesn't feel noticeably warm. Now, as I didn't notice any great amount of heat on the top, I'm going to plug into the bottom and see what happens here. We're flipped up the other way. We're going to see what starts happening down there. I'm seeing a bit of heat straight in line with that negative terminal there. So this little chip here, where are we? Let's zoom in a little bit. So far this little chip here is the one that's getting warm. We can see here a bit. We'll zoom out. We can see here a bit that, yep, it's getting nominally warm, nothing crazy. Okay, I've moved the crosshair to be exactly on that chip in question. So now the temperature reading up here is reflective of that chip's temperature. 28 C's, not too bad. It's kind of what I'd expect, but let's leave this run for a little bit. Alright, so the overheat theory doesn't seem to be a thing. It's stabilizing at about 30 degrees. My phone is continuing to charge. I did clean the socket on the phone and also the end of the lead on this. I gave it a good clean with some contact cleaner, namely this stuff. So that may have been the problem, maybe just dirty contacts. I'm going to reassemble this and see if it continues to behave. Okay, after reassembling and plugging back into a lighter plug, or lighter socket, we now have this problem again. I wonder if it's just a connection issue. So I've moved to a different socket that actually has the proper indents to lock the socket in. See what's happening. This one, I think maybe over time, this one starts to slide back out of the socket. So we'll try this one. This is actually designed to have a cigarette lighter in here. So it has the proper ceramic heat-proof part. We'll leave it run for a few minutes. Okay, well my phone just fully charged in short order, which means this is working quite okay. A couple of things I did. This socket definitely had a difference to do with it. And I also tightened the little springs inside that push the side wings out, which I think made a difference. But otherwise, I think it might be just to the socket compatibility. Let's remove this now. Now, lighter sockets these days look a lot like these. They're pretty much just two contacts and a tube. Back in the day when you actually needed to heat up a cigarette lighter in them, they looked like this, with a ceramic element in them. And there are little slots in the side here where these little wings can actually engage and lock in. I think what happens with this is over time, the spring on the front here pushes this out until it stops making clean contact. I will also get in here and give these a spray with some contact cleaner, but I think this is working. So simple fix, guys. Get a better lighter socket. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.